Welcome to HorseSense Learning Levels. My name is Nikki and this is my lovely assistant, Mystery. Today we'll be demonstrating an objective from our red HorseSense level. Tie horse safely using an effective quick release knot. A quick release knot should allow you to untie your horse easily and efficiently, but the horse shouldn't find it easy to untie himself. There are multiple ways of tying this knot. Today we're going to show you a couple of our favorite methods, along with a fun memory game you can use when you practice tying this knot yourself. First, a couple of safety reminders. Number 1. Tying up a prey animal is an inherently risky activity. You'll need to consider your environment as well as the horse's mental state. If your horse has not been well trained to tie, you should attempt this under professional supervision. If in doubt, consult with your instructor or another experienced horse person. Number 2. Always tie to a horse-safe object, such as a solid post or hitching rail. Horses can easily break boards, pull gates off their hinges, even drag an unhitched horse trailer if they get frightened enough. No matter what you tie to, it is important to tie high enough that your horse cannot get a leg over the rope. A breakaway halter can make it less likely that your horse will be injured if he spooks while tied. Depending on your horse and your facility, you could also use a breakaway device such as a plastic ring or a loop of hay twine. Number 3. Be ready to adapt your tying strategy and remember that different barns can have different best practices. Your barn may prefer that horses are cross-tied or tied using blocker rings. Again, ask your instructor to advise you on the best equipment and method for your specific situation. This is the knot that we personally like to use most often. The first step is to run the rope through your tie ring until the horse only has about an arm's length of rope. This will prevent the horse from accidentally stepping over the rope and creating a dangerous situation. We now have 2 pieces of rope to work with. This section running from the tie ring to the horse's halter and the loose end. We're going to grab the loose end of the rope, nice and high, close to the tie ring, and turn it in a circle. This can be accomplished easily by grabbing the rope with your thumb pointing down and then turning your thumb up. Now we simply run the loose end of the rope behind the horse's piece of rope and bring this fold through the circle. The final step is to tighten our knot by pushing on this loop until it slides up to the ring. Now, if Mystery pulls the rope, she will not be able to free herself. But if I pull the loose end of the rope, it will easily come undone. Here's a fun way to remember these steps. Imagine that the loose end of the rope is a rabbit. If you give the rabbit a thumbs down, he'll jump up and run around in a circle. Then the rabbit will run around the tree and jump into the hole he made. But he'll leave his tail sticking out, and if you pull on his tail, he'll pop right out of the hole. Now we're going to tie a variation on that first knot. In this one, we're going to pass the loose end of the rope all the way around our imaginary tree. This creates another circle. And again, we'll take a fold of our loose rope and pass it through the circle. Some people find this method to be easier to tie, although it can be cumbersome if you have a long lead rope. Here it is one more time in slow motion with our helpful rabbit friend. The rabbit jumps up and runs all the way around the tree. He looks for a hole next to the tree and jumps inside, but leaves his tail sticking out. If your rope is 8 feet long or even longer, you might notice that you end up with a long piece of rope trailing out of your knot. If the horse steps on this piece of rope or grabs it in his teeth, he might accidentally free himself. We can prevent this from happening by tying an addition to our quick release knot, called a daisy chain. Hopefully you found this little tutorial to be helpful. As always, use your HorseSense, and if you have any questions, be sure to ask your regular instructor. If you're interested in leveling up your horsemanship, either on the ground or in the saddle, you can learn more about our curriculum by visiting HorseSenseLearningLevels.com. Until next time!